What's up, good people? Hope everybody had a good night, good day. It's Tuesday, yeah, May 14th. Yeah, probably like, oh, how you missed a whole entire day? No, I didn't miss it. It's just a lot of stuff has gone on, as you know. But we're here. Thank you guys for joining Hot Topics. If this is your first time joining, this is where you get some commentary from me, but some news. I go down the local news. Where we are in Oklahoma, and then I also talk about some national news because I think it's very important. So do me a favor, share this video. I really appreciate it if you really share this video. Shout out to everyone who's just joined. Shout out to everybody. Sophie, Angela, Kim, Debbie Seaver, Shonda, all the rest of you guys have just joined. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't appreciate you enough. And thank you also to all of my, hold on. Hit a button. All of my subscribers, I really appreciate it. But, you know, if you're not a subscriber, now's your chance. You can go ahead and consider subscribing. It's just $2 a month. Really need your help. Really need your support. And it's just patreon.com/Mark Lewis. I really need your help because it keeps this going and all those different things. All right. So here we go. Let me knock this down here. I don't know why this is. Hold on a second. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Had the phone going on. But anyway, what's up, y'all? Let's talk about some stuff. Let's go into the local news right quick. Let's talk about some local news. And if the stream is choppy, just give it a minute. It'll clear itself up. Trust me when I tell you, it will clear itself up. Everyone else who just joined, do me a favor. Please share this video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go all the way to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I was made aware of this situation. Actually, someone tagged me in a post in reference to this situation, and I was like, wow, you know, when I saw it. So I saw the video and I couldn't really believe it because we have right before our eyes, we have a Tulsa County Sheriff Officer deputy making racial slurs and also acting unseemly inside an IHOP. So let me set this up for you guys watching this. There was an incident that happened over the weekend. I'm not sure if it happened was Friday night or Saturday night or Sunday night. So I would just say over the weekend. Apparently this happened over there at 31st and Memorial, the IHOP. There are a lot of, around that time, it's always early in the, I would say maybe around 10 on throughout the night because IHOP is 24 hours. There are a lot of sheriff deputies that use that as a second job, and they just sit in their car and just chill. But somehow this particular sheriff deputy was inside, and so apparently there was some citizens who purchased some food, and they purchased the food, but I believe they decided to eat the food there instead of, I think they purchased it to go. They decided to eat the food there, but they wanted to pay, but their credit card machine was down. So no one in IHOP could not pay for their food using a credit card. So as you will see in this video, the sheriff deputy goes back and forth with these people, and someone had offered to pay for their food, but she rejected the cash payment. So let me play this video for you guys. For some who have not seen it, I definitely want to play this video. So shout out to I would definitely say the citizen, because we wouldn't have known this if this citizen wouldn't have recorded. Well, I mean, other people were recording it, but citizens who did record it. Thank you. All right, so let me show this video to you guys, and then we can come back and we can talk about it. Again, if the stream is choppy, it should clear itself up. All right, here we go. Watch this.
Although we don't ask you all, and you agree not to eat the food till they come up. Really? No, yeah. It sure is. Yeah, it sure is being recorded. Everything being recorded. Even the conversation before I came over there has been recorded. That's what cameras are for, baby. Yep, that's what cameras are for. Remember that. Yep. It sure is. She thinks it's for her. Why did you agree?
I ain't went nowhere.
No, why did you agree? When I first came and talking to you
Call
about
them ghetto because we can't pay. No one can pay.
just remember,
You see me, I don't care about what you talking about when I remember I ain't did nothing wrong.
oh yeah. Oh, so you just lied.
Really? You don't pay for your food till you leave this motherfucker.
So you lied.
I haven't left anywhere.
No. Please go. Just like niggas.
The manager.
Honey, you wasting your time with them because they lied before. All for a free meal. Whole thing.
Now I'm about to give him my card too. It's gonna be easy.
Your credit card machine down too? Mm-hmm. See, the challenging part about it is he agreed not to eat that food because it was a to-go order, not a restaurant order. All for a free meal. Boy, I tell you. No, babe, what they're doing is they had a to-go order. They didn't have a restaurant order. No.
Okay.
Take their money right back over there.
She's not allowing people to leave the store. She's not allowing people to pay. So are we not allowed to pay or leave the store? Get her the fuck out of here. Get her the fuck out of here. Get her the fuck out of here. She just called them niggers.
Oh my God, really?
I have it recorded. Get her the fuck out of here. She just said useless niggers. Get her the...
All right, while that video keeps going on, and I'll let you guys see it in the background, it just keeps going on and on and on. But you've heard this particular deputy, she used an expletive, the N-word, and she looks directly at people of non-color to even use the word as if that she's trying to. She said just like N-words, as if that she's trying to make a valid point. And as you see that someone came up to attempt to pay for the meal because I guess the couple, the credit card machines are down. So someone wanted to offer the pay in cash. She tells them, no, take their cash back, send their money back. It's almost as if that she commandeered the entire IHOP and put everyone on IHOP that was in IHOP on some form of detainment. That's what it appears to me, that she is detaining everyone that was in IHOP. And it's unfortunate. And shout out to all the people who recorded, even this gentleman who recorded it as well, because that is something that we cannot tolerate. This is something that we should not have. This is something that we need to look for. And so today we went ahead and this video has gone locally viral. And we went ahead and put out a press release, because we're calling for a termination. This person, her name is Ernestine Truwell. She has been, a thorn in the community, the black community's, side, the black community side. She's been a thorn in the black community side. Why do I say that? I will say this, and I'm going to tell you why. Let me just stop the video here. I'm going to tell you why she has been a thorn in the black community's face. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you know that you've seen on here, and I see his wife is on here, DeMarco Carpenter's wife. As you know that DeMario Carpenter, he was the one who was sentenced with 20 years, him and Malcolm Scott. Well, DeMarco, sorry, I apologize, DeMarco. DeMarco was pinpointed by this particular deputy. Ladies and gentlemen, it started with her. She was the deputy, along with other people, to put DeMario Carpenter down on a list called the Certified Gang Members List. I'm going to read an excerpt to you so you guys can understand the history that we dealt with. And this was back in 1993. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, DeMarco and Malcolm have been completely exonerated because they were innocent. And we have a person, she literally was one of the ones to perpetuate a lie. And this is why, and this has some history that goes with this. And those who are following my Facebook post, I put this information out there for you guys to see, because this is really, really, really important when we're talking about the history of people in this manner. But she was definitely instrumental in having a lot of information in reference to DeMarco being listed as a certified gang member, which Intel had him to be up on some trumped up charges. Let me bring this up to you. I'm reading from the Daily Beast here so you guys can see this. It says the gang intervention team had also had a foul on Carpenter. Carpenter openly admitted to being RMG, Tulsa County Sheriff Deputy Ernestine Truewell, this is the same person we're talking about, wrote in a report days after Summer's death. Carpenter was the first to come to the unit's attention during a gang fight in an all-city gang in 1993. So she was part of that. Let me go on to see. There was some other stuff that she had mentioned about DeMarco Carpenter. She also says that she testified on stand, said that she got out of her vehicle and people at the party were angry and was wearing red school uniforms. I didn't mention nothing by it. I had it. Shaw testified. She also said Ernestine Truewell, a gang investigator with the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office, helped her retrieve her tape deck so she could leave. Let me go show you something else in reference to Truewell. Truewell also was, okay, so Truewell was also a part of that whole issue. She was a part of that. As you know, DeMarco Carpenter and Malcolm Scott spent 20 years behind bars on a crime that they did not commit. She was part of that. So when I tell you there is also a history of this, a history of what has happened in reference to people in our community, we have pariahs in our community, and doesn't matter the color of your skin. And sometimes people will take for granted that they have a black skin or they're part of the minority division, but end up doing more harm to the minority because of they feel as if they have some type of inside game or inside connection with this. Also, let me also go on to show you guys there was also another incident. Apparently, there is a history of Miss Truewell. This is from Justin Daniels. He actually posted on our Facebook here. Let me highlight this to you. Justin Daniels, I believe he's still a former teacher at the Langston Hughes Academy. She was a school resource officer at the Langston Hughes Academy. So let me go here. Let me put it here. I'm sorry for the people in the back that couldn't see it. I just go ahead and read it to you as highlight. He goes on to say, Mr. Lewis, she did the same thing to us at our charter school. She called our students, some of our students, the N-word and said we needed to throw some of them away, and then made up the whole report of false allegations, and it turned into the State Board of Education. She caused unreal damage. Okay. This is the same person that was on the videotape cussing or just being unseemly and all those different things. So, there is a policy, ladies and gentlemen. There is a policy that individuals must have, and there's a professional conduct policy. And yes, I do have the policies for the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office. Let's read it right here. It says professional contact. The Sheriff's Office will maintain the highest possible degree of professional contact of its reserve deputies, both on and off duty. She was off duty technically, both on and off duty. And it goes on, it talks about a complaint, and I will encourage the person or people who were there at that restaurant. I will encourage you guys to please file a complaint against her. It says, when a citizen, fellow reserve deputy, or a law enforcement officer believes that the reserve deputy has compromised the standards of the sheriff's office, they have the duty to file a complaint against the reserve duty. The reserve coordinator will see that any complaint is thoroughly investigated or that the disciplinary action is taken where and warranted. So it's really important for individuals to go in and file a complaint because that's their process. That's their Bible. They live by policies, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of people, we say, well, we see this on camera, but a lot of people would turn around and say, yeah, we see it on camera, but it doesn't really matter because nobody filed a complaint. And that's what is leading to. So let me go and read a little bit about the code of ethics. This is also in their inside their policy. They have a code of ethics that they have to stand by. It goes on to say strong ethics are indicative of strong moral belief, and these beliefs are absolutely essential for all sheriff office employees. Therefore, all sheriff office employees will become familiar with the code of ethics and will be responsible for maintaining these ethics on an individual basis. It is my duty at times, both on and off duty, to set an example for all sheriff office employees, as well as the general public. I will be courteous and tactful, but firm at all times. So I didn't go in and read all of these code of ethics, but she clearly violated all of those code of ethics. And why did I show you guys all of this? Because again, it's the Bible that they live with, and their Bible that they live with is what their policies. So we also have news. Some of you guys, because you guys kept sharing the video and this and that, Tulsa Sheriff's Office has responded to this. And we're calling for the firing as well as IHOP to dismiss her services in reference to this. So let me go on to say, this is what the sheriff office said. Let me go ahead and just in degree of transparency. Here we go right here. This is what they said. And this is from channel 2, KJRH. It says the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office has a no tolerance policy. We know that because I just read it to you, which prohibit language and conduct and related to a person's race, color, nationality, or legally protected status. The Tulsa County Sheriff's Office has been made aware of the Facebook video featuring one of our deputies using a racial slur. Our Internal Affairs Division is investigating to determine what disciplinary action is appropriate. How about firing? Okay. The employee in this video regrets her comments as they do not accurately represent who she is as a person, nor the values of Tulsa County Sheriff's Office. No additional comments will be made at this time as this investigation is a personal matter. So why did they turn it into a personal matter? They turn it into a personal matter because that's what they do. Okay. They do it all the time and they turn it into a personal matter. And that's how they lock down and say, these are the comments. These are the things that we have. It's a personal matter. So ladies and gentlemen, that's what's going on right now. And I want you guys to continue to record video. Not just when you see a show, just record. You have a computer in your pocket. Use it to, and let me tell you, this is another way that you fight for justice, and you can do it silently. You don't have to get up and scream, yell, all those different things. You can do it silently. And that's what went down. That's what happened. And shout out to the great citizens who went ahead and did this. And I commend you guys, because guess what? If none of you guys would have pushed record, we would have never known this to happen, because I guarantee you this, it would have been her word against theirs. And keep in mind, during the video, she pointed to a camera. She pointed to her camera, and that camera is issued by the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office. Now, here's the thing that I want you guys to really think about, right? Let's just say nobody videoed, right? Let's just say she has a video. Do you think you and I would have seen that video? Absolutely not. No, we're not going to see that video. Why would they release a video of an officer acting unseemly? We will never get that video at all. So hats off. This is why it's so important to have that third party form of recording, because it keeps them honest and it validates that. And somehow in her mind, she felt as if that camera was supposed to protect her, because that's how they think. That's their mentality. That's how they think. All right. So let me go on to the next subject here. Whatever happened to Miss Truwell, we're calling for her firing. But we're not hopeful that they will end up firing her, because she's one of their long time gang task force members. And if you know anything about Tulsa County, you know that they love their gang task force members. All right, let me go on to my next subject here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have this story that came out today. Earlier today, there was an unsealed, some indictments were made unsealed. Let me go ahead and put it up here. This is from Corey Jones. Corey works for the Tulsa World. If you're not following him, you should follow him on Twitter. It says U.S. Attorney Trent Scholes is announcing the indictment of 29 people in a large-scale herring trafficking operation in Tulsa. The indictments were unsealed today, and I do not have the PDF to list all of the names who were in the indictment, but I'm letting you know that this indictment, if I can tell you anything from my mouth to your lips to your ears, if I can tell you anything about this indictment, is watch it. This indictment has a lot of stuff wrapped up, and I'm hopeful that a lot of transparency will be made in reference to this. One of the things is that in this state and in this political atmosphere, we love to use buzzwords of Mexican cartel and people are south of the border, because what it does, it gets people all, riled up. But, keep in mind, there's a lot more to the stories than what we know of. So hopefully that the spirit of transparency will come forth inside these indictments, that we will know more about this, and we're not just going around saying, hey, we're arresting bad guys, right? We want to make sure that all of the bad guys are being arrested. All right. So that is what happened with the federal indictment. Those who don't know, I'm watching this like crazy, because this is something that is going to be very interesting what's going on. All right, guys, let me go into our next subject here. Let's talk about this. What happened? Like last week we talked about, I showed you the video about Alabama Senate. They stopped the bill in reference to the abortion ban. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they have approved the new abortion law in Montgomery, Alabama. The state Senate in Alabama has now approved this crazy abortion, making people penalized 99 years if you perform an abortion or if you get an abortion. So let's go to the context here. It says the Alabama Senate on Tuesday passed a bill criminalizing abortions in nearly all cases, approving the most sweeping restriction on the procedures in the United States and almost guaranteeing a legal challenge. The measure passed the Senate 25 of yays, 6 to nays. After more than 4 hours of often emotional debate that at one point led to the introduction of spectators who have had abortions after being raped, the chamber rejected putting exceptions in for rape and incest on a 21-11 vote. So even if you're raped or you have incest, they still broke it. The bill now goes to Governor Kay Ivey, who has not indicated whether or not she will sign it. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just talk right quick. Let me talk to the men right quick. Men, it is our duty as men. I don't care if you are gay, straight, bi. If you are a man and you're concerned about what's happening to women's rights, you need to stand up and lock arms and fight this fight for women. It is a travesty that Roe versus Wade happened well over 50 years ago, but we still have individuals who are still trying their damnedest to do what? To penalize women for their bodies and their choices. Okay. Even in the degree of rape or incest, they still can't get an abortion. So I'm not hopeful that Governor Ivy is not going to sign it. I'm pretty sure that she will sign it. I think this definitely is going to be a legal challenge because it is unconstitutional. But what I'm trying to explain to you guys is it doesn't matter if something is unconstitutional or not in this electorate. And the reason I'm saying that is because individuals do not care if it's unconstitutional or not. Why? Because it causes you to challenge these rights. It's going to cause you to challenge, is it unconstitutional? Is it not unconstitutional? What's going to happen? What's not going to happen? And that's where we are right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly where we are. It's unconstitutional. So which means that they're going to have to get funds to go and challenge and to take the state of Alabama to federal court because this law is unconstitutional. People in Oklahoma, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When it came down to the cigarette tax that happened about 2 years ago, it was an unconstitutional bill. It went to the Oklahoma Supreme Court. This will probably go to the Alabama Supreme Court, and hopefully it'll stop there and it will be ruled that it's unconstitutional. But it doesn't stop people from trying. And I never would understand why we keep electing these individuals constantly that do not care for our interests. And let me explain something to you. I don't care if you are pro-life. I don't care. I don't care if you are pro-life. If you are pro-life, congratulations. Thank God for you. If you are pro-life, good for you. But why are you concerned about what somebody else does to their body? That's my question to you. And if you are pro-life, what are you doing to help women to carry an incest child and to go to full term? Are you doing anything to help them financially? Are you going to be doing anything to help carry for them? What about women who have been raped? Are you going to do anything to help them? So these are the questions I have for people who are saying, oh, I'm pro-life, I'm pro-life, I'm pro-life. Okay, good. I'm pro-life too. I'm pro-life that people would make a choice for themselves because really, I have no heaven or no hell to put anyone in. But what we do have is a choice. And it's not my duty to tell you what you should do with your body. And that's just my thoughts on that. All right, guys, let me go into the next subject here and let's talk about this. A lot of you guys have sent me this video, this shocking video. We woke up to it early this morning. It happened late last night and it's involving a Houston police officer. Thank you guys for some of you guys who sent me the video. A lot of people, the video is being taken down by a lot of places now because it does go against Facebook's records or whatever. But if you've been sleeping on the rock, you don't know what happened. There was a shooting that occurred in Baytown, Texas. Baytown is located in the Houston area. There was it's a horrible shooting. There was a woman, I guess a cop came in asking her questions and all. She said that she was pregnant, but we found out that she's a grandmother. And it's just a horrible shooting. It was definitely hard. And you hear the shooting on video. You hear how the shooting occurred, but she is now deceased. Unfortunately, he shot her 5 times, and this is what they're saying. They're saying that he was reaching for her gun. If you want to believe, she took his taser. If you want to believe that, that's on you. I don't know. Unfortunately, it's her word. Her word is not valid anymore. It's basically we're going to have what's on the dash cam or the body camera footage. That's going to be her word. And unfortunately, because that's going to be her word, we won't hear it. We won't hear her word. And a lot of times what happens in these cases is that they know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing when they're talking about what goes down. So this lady, she was shot and killed. It was horrible. It was horrible. And yes, it was horrible lighting. But once again, it shows the commendability of citizens, again, recording. And I can't stress that enough. So let me play this video here. I'm not going to play the video of the shooting. I'm going to play the video of the incident and all the different verbiage of what the police officers are talking about in reference to this particular case. And they're already saying it was justified. They automatically coming out, the police officers saying it's justified. This is how crazy it is. They will corral around this. But watch this video. We're going to come back and we'll talk about this later. Okay. Okay, here we go.
I see that he threw her against the car, threw it to the ground, and then he got over her and he started swinging on her, and then she kicked him, trying to get her off of him. I feel like she was threatened, like her life was in danger. You a big old man, she's a little old lady. He just grabbed her, like pushed her, and then when she jerked away from it, then he reached out and grabbed her and threw her to the ground and just hit her with the taser. And then soon she she kicked her and her feet came up, and then also then when he stepped back and shot her like 5 times.
One of our patrol officers was patrolling the area of an apartment complex in the 1600 block of Garth Road. He came across a female that he recognized from previous encounters and knew that she had some outstanding warrants. He makes contact with her and attempts to effect an arrest on her. In doing so, a struggle ensues. He winds up deploying his department-issued taser at the suspect. It appears the taser was ineffective. She winds up going to the ground, and he's trying to place her into custody. And during that time, she winds up taking his taser from him and turning it on him. When that happened, the officer drew his weapon and fired multiple shots at the suspect, striking her at least one time. She was pronounced deceased at the scene.
From my point of view, all I saw was him shoot her. You know, it wasn't until I got the video that I saw them wrestling and all that. I just saw her get shot, you know. Like at first I thought she was just getting tased until I heard the gunshots, you know, because like people out here, we know what gunshots sound like.
When you see somebody for the past 6 months walking around, you know, even though you don't talk to them, you keep an eye on them, you know, and then you wake up and you realize, oh my God, she was shot so close to home. That's scary and very sad.
And this is another black woman who has lost her life, another black person who has lost their life for senseless violence. 5 shots, unarmed.
So yet again, this happened. So let me say her name in context. Let me read part of the story. She says that she was pregnant at the time. She is known to have mental issues, and they knew about it. Her name was Pamela Turner. And reaching down to grab her arms. This is hard, right? And let me tell you why this is hard. Because she's a grandmother. She's a grandmother. We don't know whether or not she is pregnant or not. She's just a grandmother. The person who shot him, they went ahead and declared his race. He's Hispanic male. Let me just read this. I'm sorry I'm struggling with this, but I want to read this to you. It says Turner had 3 outstanding misdemeanor warrants. For 2 separate incidences, according to Harris County court records, she was accused of criminal mischief and assault on April 25th after a manager at her apartment complex told her that Turner scratched her face and broke her glasses during the confrontation over an eviction. On May 2nd, court records show Turner was again accused of criminal mischief for damaging the back window of a woman's car. Following her May 2nd arrest, Turner was ordered to undergo mental health evaluation according to court records. I want y'all to understand that, notice that we have all of her bad stuff. She's dead, right? We have all of it. We have her outstanding warrants, her outstandingness. Let me read to you about the cop. Before the shooting, the officer, who is Hispanic and 11-year veteran of the police force, was patrolling. Okay? I just want to read that part to you. So notice how the narrative is. He's an 11-year veteran. He's Hispanic, so it can't be racial. That's the narrative that they want to put out there. So they don't want to have the racial connotation in reference to that. That's what they're trying to dispel right then and there. Then they also want to talk about his record and say he's 11-year veteran. Okay. But we don't get an opportunity to know about his arrest record. We don't know about, has he been disciplined? We don't know anything about him himself. We know nothing about his 11-year tenure by being on the police force at Baytown. We don't know anything about him, but we know everything about Miss Pamela. Do you see how this works, right? They do the same thing every time the person of color is shot and killed. Remember Trayvon Martin? The case was not about George Zimmerman. It was about Trayvon Martin. It was about videos or pictures. It was about Trayvon Martin. It wasn't about George Zimmerman and his record and all the crap that he did. It was about Trayvon Martin. And that's what the prosecutor, along with the police department, does. They try to frame the negative connotation in the public's eye so that you as a public will start defending her record while the police officer goes unchecked. What would happen if we find out that he has not an exemplary record? What would happen if we found out that this particular police officer has been disciplined on numerous forms of times? What would have happened about that? See, we don't know. See how that works? But what we know about is what happened to Miss Pamela Turner, and she is minding her own damn business. He walks up to her, and then they start a skirmish, and that's what ends up happening. It was dark. The video was dark. I can't tell you what happened. We'll have to look at the body camera footage. I can't tell you exactly who grabbed what, but I guarantee you this shooting will be justified, just like many other shootings will be justified. I'm not being negative. I'm just telling you how the system works and how the Supreme Court has given them leverage to use whatever force if they feel that they are threatened, what a reasonable officer will do in that situation. And that exactly is how they're going to try this. They're probably not going to even arrest dude at all. They're probably not going to arrest him. Yes, definitely they're trying to interfere with the video. Will, you said, when I take the train down, the conductors know the riders mentally issue. Exactly. They know it. They know that. But unfortunately, this is something that ends up happening all of the time. We end up getting individuals who have problems. But it's okay for them not to be able to be noticed and to get them diagnosis. Why would you pick on a person who is suffering from mental illness? Why would you threaten them why would you mess with them when she's suffering from mental illness? But just because, and you guys will hear me say this all the time, just because a police officer can shoot and kill doesn't mean that they have to. Think about that. Would that particular police officer shoot and kill his grandmother? Think about it. If that was his grandmother, would that particular police officer do that? That's something we have to think about. But see, what happens is he doesn't see that woman as his grandmother. He sees that woman as what? A suspect. He sees that woman as a negative entity. He sees that woman as someone who's not compliant. But what would happen if you start seeing people for your family members? I wonder if these cops would start seeing people as, this is my uncle, this is my brother, this is that. I guarantee you they will urge themselves and try their best to slow down and to de-escalate the situation. He's the professional. She's not. It is up to him to de-escalate this. What's wrong with backing up and saying, okay, let me call for backup? What's wrong with that? Have you noticed that a lot of times we see these officer-related shootings, there's never backup? Have you noticed that? There's never another set of eyes, 3 or 4 other police officers. There's always 1 or 2 people. Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed that they don't back up? I mean, where's she going to go? I mean, think about it. Where was Miss Pamela going to go? She's an older woman. She says she was pregnant. You don't know if she's pregnant or not. She said, where the hell is she going to go? You are a 11-year veteran. You're a police officer. You have all your gear on and all that, but yet you are afraid of a woman. Understand, I can't get it. I can't get through this. I don't understand it. It's almost as if that they're implanting fear. They're implanting those things and say, hey, if she does this, you can kill her. He does this, you can kill her, because I'm going to go home because it's us. It's either me or you. And that's that mentality. It's either me or you. All right, let me get off the subject. Let me go on to another subject. And my last subject of the night is, unfortunately, talking about another killing. This killing here is interesting. I'm just going to read the story to you right quick. And let's go on this story. This is go all the way to Plantation, Florida. I didn't even know there was a damn city called Plantation, Florida. But let's go here. This guy right here. Let me see if there's a video right here. Let's play this video because I want you to see this video. Here we go. Let me play this up. Will it play? Anyway, looks like it's not going to play. I mean, it is playing, but I don't know what happened to the sound. Okay, I didn't turn the sound off. Hold on. Let me play this video because I want you guys to see this.
Plantation police say a man shot his wife in the face because she was being disrespectful, and then he put his revolver in a bedroom closet and went to a neighbor's house to confess. When police got to the home on Northwest 5th Street Wednesday night, Marissa Sherman was sitting upright on the living room couch. She was dead. Police say she had been shot in the face at point-blank range. According to police, Sherman's husband, 73-year-old Fernando DeBear, said his wife wouldn't stop talking to him disrespectfully. The two had been arguing about Sherman's interaction with a former coworker, and DeBear didn't like the way she was answering him. According to police, investigators found the murder weapon, a .38 caliber revolver, in the closet of the master bedroom, just where DeBear said it would be. DeBear told police he'd shot his wife 1 or 2 times. Police say the firearm had 2 spent casings. At a court hearing Thursday afternoon, a judge ordered that DeBear, who is charged with murder, should remain in custody without bond.
So this guy shoots and kills his wife. His wife is 47 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress to you the importance of why, if you're in a situation and that situation has turned volatile, get out. Get out. You need to get out. And you need to get out pronto. And I know it may be easier said than done. I know that individuals may say, I don't have the resources. But let me tell you, death is not an option at all. And it should not be an option for a lot of people that this situation is happening to. It is a tragedy. And we see this happening constantly. And it doesn't matter. And this man is 70-something years old. And he still felt the need to shoot and kill his wife, and she's 47 years old. I don't know how long they were together. He still felt the need to shoot and kill his wife in the face, yo. The face. Why? because she was talking disrespectful. The access, we can hear this every day. People would say, oh, it's all good. I got my gun. I got access to a gun. But, to be honest with you, this man is 70-something years old. He'd die in prison. He's probably a guy who feels like, I don't give a damn. I don't have freedom anyway at my home. I can get 3 meals a day. I can do what I want to do. Believe it or not, there are a lot of people who are older, just like this gentleman, who feel that they'll do whatever. They'll go to jail. They feel like they're going to die anyway, or they may have a terminal illness, and they'll go ahead and do it. We don't know if this is the case at all. But what I will tell you is that it's sad. It is sad. I don't know what caused this brother to lose his mind. But what I will tell you is that some mother has to bury her daughter if her mother is living or her father is living. And that's something that I stress to a lot of people. Get out. Get out. If you have to leave, leave. Get out. Because if an individual who feels as if they can do something like that to you, there's warning signs that go along with this before any of this happens. There's warning signs. It ain't just one little thing that happened. It's always warning signs that goes around, and it happens. No, just because a person may be older, doesn't necessarily mean that they won't shoot and kill you. Just because they may be younger, I mean they won't shoot and kill you. So, whether you're in this situation or someone else is in that situation, please encourage them to seek help, because, I would rather them be upset with you because of something that you did, as opposed to them being 6 feet under and then you can't help them. And that's how real it gets. That's exactly how real it gets. Here's one more story, and I swear I'll let you go.
After officers found him driving with his dead wife in the passenger seat. Eloy police say they spotted 70-year-old Rodney Puckett on the interstate. Puckett told officers that his 74-year-old wife died at a hotel in Texas. Officers say he then moved the body into the car and kept going on their trip. The medical examiner is now trying to figure out how she died.
Overnight.
Later this year, Tulsa may finally shine a light on our city's darkest secret.
So, I don't know what happened on that one. Dude, I don't know if he killed his wife or his wife is dead or what. But just the fact that this man is driving around with a dead wife in his car. This is happening, ladies and gentlemen, right before our eyes. And this man was in Sand Springs. He's a Sand Springs man outside of Oklahoma. He was found in Arizona. He actually went through a drive-through with the dead wife in the car. And that's who alerted the police. And she called the lady who saw the dead wife in the car. I don't know. I ain't trying to label nobody, but just be careful out there, y'all. Just be careful. That's all I got for y'all tonight. Thank you guys for joining. I really appreciate it. I thank you guys for just listening. And those who didn't listen all the way, please catch me on the rerun. And again, if you would like to help this channel, if you would like to help what I do, please consider being a patron. Take care of yourself. God bless. Good night.